May I want you with me when I'm riding in the coupe, twerking at the traffic stop when she done got too loose. Put you on a pedestal, cause I know these hoes watch. I don't even follow them, but they sending screenshots.
Put you on a pedestal, cause I know these hoes watch. I don't even follow them, but they send me screenshots.
I know you for me,
That's on God, that's on gang, that's on God, that's on gang, that's on God, that's on gang.
Gotta make you love me, love me,
That's
love
on
me,
God,
love me.
that's on gang, that's on God, that's on gang, that's on God, that's on gang.
I know that you for me, for me, for
That's
me,
on God,
for
that's
me.
on gang, that's on God, that's on gang, that's on God, that's on gang.
Gotta make you love me, love me,
That's
love me,
on God,
love me.
that's on gang, that's on God, that's on gang, that's on God, that's on gang.
Hi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of the KingofBbws podcast. I meant to record this morning. I didn't get a chance to, unfortunately, due to some issues, some hiccups I was having. So I restart. Okay, Happy New Year to you too, baby. I decided to just go live tonight, you know. And what I'm getting ready to talk to y'all about tonight. I didn't even do my full intro as I normally do. This is serious. It's a very serious issue pertaining not only to my life, but also to some other plus-size women. Actually, it pertains to the whole plus-size community as well, not only to my life. And I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. So it's like this. At the end of last January, while I was recording a podcast at a local studio here in Orlando, I'm not even gonna mention the Studio ABC. While I was recording in Studio ABC, a lot of the engineers took a liking to me. One more so than others. Excuse me. So I would come in the studio, and I never really made music before. I would come in the studio and I'd be like, hey, let's work. And coming in there, like, I seen it done plenty of times, and I knew the work ethic you had to have going in the studio, but I wasn't sure if I had the talent. So I would be in the studio, cranking out songs. I actually have a lot of songs recorded, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, cranking out songs. That went on for about like 2 weeks until finally I was in the studio with said engineer / producer. And he was like, yo, Stefan, you was definitely talented, bro. You was hella talented, my nigga. Like, you hella talented. And I was all hyped up in the studio. I'm like, well, help me then, man. Well, help me then, motherfucker. Just like that. I told that brother just like that. I said, man, help me then, man. You see what I'm trying to do. Help me get to the next level up. If you like what I'm doing, bruh. If you know anybody, man, help me. So, said producer introduced me to a young lady who I will call Sugar. Yeah, I'm gonna call her by Sugar. That's not her real name, but I'm gonna call her Sugar. No doubt. Much love. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Anyway, so said producer introduced me to a woman named Sugar. I'm not using real names, obviously. I don't want anybody to come back trying to sue me about this. Said woman named Sugar, who I met through said producer / engineer, lived in Las Vegas. I explained to her exactly what it is that I was doing, where I needed help at, and that I needed management. I explained to her, like I told you guys, like I've said before here on my page. I haven't really drawn the point home, but I told her, like, look, I want to be the guy to go to corporate America and show them how to sell these products to the plus size community And also at the same time, I want to be able to take girls out of the plus size community and, you know, put money in their pockets. If I'm getting this money from corporate America, I want to be the guy to tell corporate America what's cool and what's not cool. Their direct link to the streets, to the culture, to the plus size community. That's what I sought out to do. And I explained this to her, and she loved it. She loved the idea. And she said, hey, I'm going to send you an agreement, a one-page agreement. And it's a management agreement. It's an 18-month agreement. I'm going to send that to you, and you look over it. Now, the agreement we had was that, and this is how stupid I was when it comes to the entertainment business. This is how stupid I was. I was going to pay her $10,000 a month. Yeah, she's going to manage me, but I'm going to pay her $10,000 a month for, I think, 10 months, even though it was an 18-month agreement. And basically me paying her that $10,000 a month, that would, she would use those funds to basically grease whatever palms needed to be greased in media to get me, you know, placements where I needed to be, you know, payola. And I knew this, and I was perfectly fine with this because I saw the bigger picture. You know what I mean? So I arranged to fly out to Vegas the following week and meet her, Miss Sugar, in person. When I met her, she had me meet her at a comedian's home at his mansion. A comedian that had, you know, I had heard of and that I respected. So it was also, I think, was going to be she told me a client of hers that she was managing at the time, which she wasn't. This turned out to be a lie. I'm getting to it. Follow me now. Follow me down, Miss Davis. Anyway, she was supposed to be managing this guy as well. He was known in the game. I respected him. So me pulling up at his mansion, I already felt some type of way. Like, damn, okay, this is some real shit. Because I was a little skeptical, even though I had already signed the agreement. And before I flew out to Vegas, I sent her $4,000. Remember, I was supposed to give her $10,000 a month. I sent her $4,000 before I even met her, and I was going to give her the other $6,000 when I met her in person. So, anyway, I meet her at the comedian's home, who also remained nameless. And you know, we hit it off. Me and Miss Sugar, we hit it off kind of well. She didn't know what I looked like. Yeah, she didn't know what I looked like, so I think my appearance took her back, my mannerisms, what I was wearing, just everything. I think she set out to finesse me for 10 grand a month, but once she actually met me, she was like, okay, hold on, I might be able to get some money with this cat or off this cat. So after we met, she said, hey, she pulled me to the side at the comedian's home. She said, hey, look, that whole thing about you paying me 10 grand a month, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I think there's another route for this. Plus, I can tell, she said also, plus I can tell you still in the streets, which was true. I was still in the streets, so whatever I could do, and I knew I didn't have a long time frame, whatever I could do to get out of the street and get into legitimate business, that's what I wanted to do. Now, mind you, this is just last year. So she says, you know, forget about our original agreement, you know, scratch that. I think, you know, that I can make something happen for you. I think I can make something happen for you without you having to give me 10 grand a month, you know, without putting that extra financial strain on you. And I really believe in you, your mannerisms, your personality, your look, everything, your vibe. I'm rocking with you. So I said, okay, cool. And it's like, okay, bam. Almost the next day, you know, flying me here, flying me there, just to record music. I'm still doing the podcast and everything on that. And I'm doing all this by myself. Now, funny point, when I met Miss Sugar, I only had about, I want to say 1,200 followers. Yeah, when I met her. Right now, I'm at about 6,000, a little over 6,000. Thank God. So everything I did on my own. The only thing she ever did for me, that she did get me, she got me access to a lot of music to record on that I couldn't have got access to on my own. But I don't even have that music. She has it. Anyway, so we end up talking about shooting a reality show. We talk about that. And she says, hey, yeah, because I'm forming a new entertainment company, to basically go around the whole idea for this reality show I have for you. I want to change. I want to change your life. I want to, I want to make you a multi-millionaire next year. I want you to, be this, that, and the third. Basically, kind of, build my head up a little bit because I didn't want to do reality TV. That's not what I wanted to do because I kind of already know how messy that can go and what vibe that can give off. So I didn't really want to do the reality TV thing. But after she got to convincing me, about, the first checks would be like, etc., I broke down and said, okay, I would do it. However, I had a falling out with her, my manager, Miss Sugar, before filming even took place for the show. And part of the reason is because I hadn't received payment yet. Now let's back up. I signed, only thing I signed at this point was a management contract, right? Then, after that, I'm moving around on my own doing the podcast. However, at the same time, they would fly me maybe to Atlanta to record some music or to Las Vegas to record music, And the only thing they're paying for is my flight and my hotel. Everything else I'm paying for, weed, food, clothes, all that, that's me. But I didn't mind doing it just because, I felt like it was a team and we were working towards a common goal. So anyway, I had a falling out with my manager. The fallout, it was over some very trivial. I think like I wanted to stay in Vegas recording music and she didn't want me to stay there recording music, or she didn't have something set up with this producer and I got mad and, something real stupid. And I didn't answer my phone we didn't talk for 2 months, 3 months. I didn't answer my phone. She didn't call me. Or better yet, she didn't call me. Anyway, I decided to go to Miami to shoot a podcast. And while I was in Miami, I got a phone call from Sugar. This is 6 months ago. And she's like, hey, look, motherfucker, if you want to do this show, you better have your ass in Orlando Monday morning. I got everything set up. It's a lot of money riding on this. We're going to talk particulars when you get here. So automatically, even though I was feeling some type of way, I had already got out of my feelings. I rush to Orlando. I leave Miami. I was at Live that night. I left Live, rushed to Orlando. Was at the Gucci store soon, the Gucci and Versace store soon as it opened, right? And it's like I got plenty of clothes, but it's like when you're doing something for TV, you really want to, you want to get the new. Plus, everything I'm wearing on here, I know I can't even wear again. I try not to wear the same thing twice. Shout out to Lil Baby. I try not to wear the same thing twice, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But even that, it's common amongst reality stars to, spend money on their wardrobe for their own clothes, but they always know, what they're going to get from the production company or the network. So it's it doesn't even matter. Anyway, I showed up to the house, suited and booted, Rolex, diamonds, designer. The women that they had at the show, my personal opinion, I don't think were women worthy, or I only think maybe 2 of those women were worthy of actually being on TV. The rest of those women, I wouldn't have chose them, but I didn't have no choice in who they picked to be on the show. They didn't let me know that. But I got there, we filmed for 7 days, 17, 18 hours a day. 17, 18 hours a day. I haven't even asked anything about no money at this point. because this is, you know, my team, my management. We'll get it together. And I'm in such a high from filming. It was a great experience. As far as filming, that was a great experience. You know, like, excellent. I never experienced nothing like that before in my life. And that's when I got just even more addicted to being in front of the camera. So I do what I need to do. We filmed the whole show. We filmed like 3 seasons in 1 week. So when y'all see this show, Wait for Love, that's the name of the show, unless they choose to change it. When you guys see it, like, we filmed all that in a week. After filming was done, I lost 3 diamond rings in that house too. Somebody stole 3 diamond rings from me too, but it's all right. After filming was done, you know, I was on a natural high. Everything is everything. Okay, cool.
Power off.
Look, my manager's telling me, look, we're going to get everything together as far as payments and all these other things, fine-tuning these contracts. We just waiting on the network, and we got to do this editing and blase, skip, which was cool for me. I also was inquiring, not also about, you know, what the girls were going to be paid to be on the show. Even though the girls agreed to come film for free, personally, I told my manager, hey, look, once I know as far as what I'm getting, right, I want to give each girl something. You know what I mean? A considerable amount of my check for them coming out, you know, because I don't want them to do this for free, even though they agreed to that. My manager didn't like that, obviously, because she was getting 25% of whatever I did, excluding the podcast. That was our agreement. She was getting 25% of whatever I did. So obviously, it wasn't to her advantage for me to pay these women out of my share, because that would be counted as an expense. So we fell out about that. But that fallout didn't last that long. After about, I'm skipping a few things because I got to get something to eat soon. And we're going to revisit this topic. We're going to revisit it, and you're going to know why. After about another 2 months, you know, I'm starting to feel the weight of things, because, like, I just completely walked away from whatever dealings I had going on in the street. Okay, I built a lifestyle, all right. Every time I talk to you about money, you telling me, like, it's multi-M's on the table, right? I signed a production deal. Now, look, I told you I signed a management deal. Cool, right? Exactly. Right after we filmed the show, right after we filmed, like the very next day that we completed filming, we had a meeting with the said producer engineer who introduced me to Miss Sugar, my manager, and Miss Sugar and myself. We had a meeting, and in the meeting, she thrust the paperwork, the production deal for the show over me. I hadn't signed a production deal yet. She thrust the production deal, and the production deal, it was a 60-40. 60-40. 60-40. 40 my way, 60 they way. And her management fee wouldn't come out of that for the show, because it would be like a conflict of interest, because she owns the production company and she's my manager. I was cool with it. Again, I'm trying to get out the street. I'm trying to get completely out the street, get completely legitimized. I was good with it. But what I didn't know is, when you sign a production deal, when you sign any production deal, right? I'm gonna give you an example. First of all, before I tell you about production, this is stuff I didn't know at the time. When you sign a production deal, for instance, like if Little Baby, his production company is 4PF. So if Little Baby signs someone to 4PF, it's a production deal, not actually necessarily a record deal, more like a production deal, to where they're gonna produce you're going to produce so much amount of product, and that production company is going to get that product distributed through a distributor, etc. And y'all going to have a cut on this or whatever. But when you sign a production deal, even as an actor or as an artist, you receive in advance. You're supposed to receive in advance. This is customary. I knew you were supposed to receive in advance when you sign a production deal. And I asked for money, like, hey, okay, where the check at? But I didn't ask in the proper way. Meaning that what I was supposed to do when they thrust the production deal over the table, I was supposed to say, okay, yeah, this looks good and all. Okay, I'm ready to sign, but okay, where's the advance? Where's the advance at? That's what I was supposed to say. Because you got to understand, the production company is getting paid. The network is not going to pay me. They're going to pay the production company. Follow me? Okay. I knew y'all would. Anyway, so I signed a production deal. But I never received an advance. Also, like, after looking at everything, it's like, okay, my manager's supposed to work for me. Your manager's supposed to work for you. But everything I've been doing, I've done on my own. Like the Vibes video, shot that by myself, wasn't nobody with me. I got the girl, got the videographer, did the treatment, wrote the song, bought the beat, picked the beat, recorded the song. No help at all. So it got me to thinking like, damn, what do I need management for? I mean, I need management, but not that type of management. So about 3 weeks ago, fast forwarding a little bit, and like I said, we're going to revisit this. About 3 weeks ago, my manager hits me up and she's like, yo, we ready to do this, to really do this deal. We got to meet this January, like the first week of January is the deadline. We need to do some more filming for this show. We have to do some more filming. I mean, it would be good for you to be able to tell your perspective, because there's a few scenes where you blew up, or there's a few scenes that look, and it would be great for you to be able to tell your perspective. And, I had agreed to even show up. Even though I walked away from the show, I agreed to, show up again and, do everything correctly. As far as whatever extra filming that they needed me to do to make the production as successful as it possibly could be. However, it's just one thing. Nobody had a check for me. So I didn't show up. I wasn't paid. I'm sorry. I'd rather stay here on YouTube. So my ex-manager called me yesterday to wish me a Happy New Year, and also to tell me about how big of a mistake I made, and how this and that, I'm not this and I'm not that, I'm not good enough and I'm never gonna be anything, and how I'm a failure, and I fuck up everything, and all. So, it's all this type of, I belong in prison, all this type of just, what I mean? Because this is how she truly thought of me. I was just what she thought was a quick lick. Now she's still gonna make some money off me, and I hope she does. But I want the people to know that franchise, what you guys saw on Wait for Love, or if you guys see it, when you guys see it, it's not a product that I stand behind. And it was a finesse move. It was a finesse move. And shit happens. But I challenged my manager. I was like, I love to see, and she said something to me though. She did say something to me though that really stuck with me more than anything. She said, we'll make another Stefan. You're signed to me. We'll make another Stefan. She say signed to me because she think like I don't know how contracts work or whatever. We'll make another Stefan. Yeah, we'll make another one. I challenge you, baby. If you can make another Stefan,
If you can make another Stefan, if you can make another Stefan, I'll delete everything. I'll delete everything. I'll disappear if you can make another Stefan. If you can make half another Stefan. But I wanted to touch on this story a little bit. I'm going to be revisiting this story as I deem appropriate, because it wasn't like my hunger or my clout chasing. It is not for, clout. I want to be able to accumulate this money, and not just accumulate money, but accumulate esteem to be able to give back and help people. You understand what I'm saying? They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. But I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter, because the same way I met some bullshit motherfuckers who was halfway real, I'ma meet the all the way real motherfuckers. Or better yet, just stay 10 toes down. And that's the thing. Like, I thought I needed like some like external help, and I still do need help on some things. But I thought I needed like, a stamp or a cosign from the industry to like really get ahead. But I'm coming to find out that's just not what it is. And all the glitters truly ain't gold. Look, I want to thank y'all for fucking with me tonight, tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe, bell notification gang. Kick that bell notification. They try to front on my motherfucking videos. Make sure you clicking that bell notification. Get at me in the comment section. Follow me on IG at KingofBbws 407. Remember, when God creates, he makes no mistakes. Big is beautiful too. It's up, it's stuck. We lit.